Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for allocating your time to join me this session on digital onboarding solution. My name is John, and the solution architect in Alibaba Cloud Singapore, essentially taking care of FSI business. In today's session, I'll be sharing on how to streamline digital onboarding for the smoother engagement experience. And I personally think that the road ahead in future can be daunting and complex. Thus, it is definitely a quick glance of the three topics that I'll be covering today. First, we'll be focusing on the market trends that has been observed through the past few years. Then we will take a closer look at the potential challenges of the growth in digital onboarding. And lastly, how we can tackle or overcome those challenges with Alibaba Cloud digital onboarding solution. Now, just like any other countries, there's always a local regulatory authority that monitors or regulates the fairness, integrity, ethics of compliance, especially for FSI sectors. So likewise, in Singapore, it is known as MAS, the Monetary Authority of Singapore. In the recent years, we see that there's a rise of demand in digitalization adoption. Things are getting more convenient and efficient. Just a couple of years ago, Singapore MAS has announced digital bank licensing for qualified applicants and also issued new guidance for FI on the use of technology solutions such as non-face-to-face customers onboarding. But the main reason for this is because digitalization has touched all organization aspects of our daily life. And due to the COVID-19 crisis, FI especially has been pushed to use technology that helps to increase efficiency and improve the customer onboarding experience while safeguarding against AML or even any terrorism financing risks. And not only that, in Singapore has also given some of the grants to FI who leverages on digital solutions such as AI, eKYC, data analytics, and so on and so forth. Next, I would like to take this chance to share with you two main challenges of digital onboarding growth statistically. First, we look at the global forecast from Report Cruise that we are expecting about 23.4% of growth in the CAGR for eKYC in the next 5 years. And that is close to about 1.5 billion USD. And on the other hand, according to Census Towers data, we see a growth of almost 20% on the spending usage of mobile application, regardless of Google Store or App Store in 2025. And that is about 130 billion USD, which is 100 times of eKYC growth we have discussed earlier. Unfortunately, to work out these stats without any hurdles is definitely not the case. Many customers have been facing challenges such as time-consuming and tedious onboarding process, which led to a huge customers loss at the initial registrations or even the verification stage. The second will be in terms of inconsistent data quality, which often give false positive of a report that could create a detrimental effects of business forecast planning, local compliance and regulatory, which majority, especially the startup, they might not have the domain knowledge of the local compliance, identity theft, money laundering activities, which led to financial crimes, and last but not least, the cost of building a robust digital infrastructure. Because the lack of infra experience, some may oversize or even undersize the infrastructures, leading to the improper business plan. Now we have discussed on the market trend and the challenges. Now we take a close look at the solution that we can give to transform how digital onboarding can benefit FI customers. Our first solutions will be Empass, a single mobile platform to serve global customers. Basically, Empass is a cloud-to-end one-stop solution for mobile development, testing, maintenance, and operations. As there's really quite a handful of products within Empass, I'll probably just highlight the most common solution that is frequently implemented for digital onboarding solution, highlighted in green. We basically segregate Empass into three categories. The first will be the backend, which serve the communication between the end users and the servers. The middle end that allows developers to build, to test, to release, and do some form of operations on the application layer. And last but not least, the client end that supports multiple framework such as native, H5, as well as various SDK that can be easily integrated to end users' mobile. Now let me bring you the next slide to discuss further on the core difference. So earlier we spoke about the challenges of digital onboarding, but actually most DevOps will not know which mobile platform is suitable to use, resulting in integrating multiple third-party open source applications for additional functions. Therefore, I would like to take this chance to share the 5 key stages of building a robust, reliable, and resilient mobile applications in general that most DevOps can leverage on. In most cases, during the building and testings, DevOps will need to test gateway between client and mobile communication. In this context, we can leverage on MGS, Mobile Gateway Services. And during the test, the DevOps will also need to test the performance of delivery and push updates to the mobile, which can be achieved by using our MDS and MPS. And we also expect that after these things goes to production, we also collect data to perform data analytics to track the user's behavior. And finally, we use mobile sync services to ensure that the real-life data or productions data is synchronized at a timely, accurate, and orderly manner. So these will be the 5 key stages of how we can actually engage the DevOps to use on an Empass platform. First of all, we will talk about mobile gateway services. What will be the benefits of using MGS step? First, over the past 10 years, we have been running a lot of events such as Double 11 shopping festivals, which generates billions of concurrent users in a single day. Second of all, MGS uses the unified security encryption mechanism and anti-tampering request signature verification mechanism to ensure high security. And in many enterprises that we have realized, the backend service are using multiple languages and structures. And to be able to open up this standard API, all you need to do is just to access the MGS by following certain standards. MGS is also 5 and 9 availability, which has a built-in features of DR mechanism in case of any disaster. On the other hand, we have MSS, Mobile Sync Service. Traditionally, we know that most sync services use RPC to perform data interaction, which is mostly based on HTTPS. This type of connection cannot be persistent, even if by using features such as keep alive. In other words, links cannot be reused continuously. But in our context, MSS, we can achieve 3 core values. The first will be reliable synchronizations. We can obtain a very high QoS, quality of service, and to ensure that the data pushed from the servers will be certainly synchronized to the client. And we can also ensure that all incremental messages transmitted in the same channel arrive at client in the same sequence as your servers calls the MSS server. And last but not least, highly real-time performance. When the network connections of the client is good, MSS can ensure highly real-time push performance so that the transmissions of the network of the messages can be arrived at within even less than 1 second. Next, we discuss about the benefits of mobile delivery service, MDS. First of all, we can actually manage release of multiple products and tasks in multiple dimensions, such as upgrading packages, hotfix packages, HTML5 offline packages, and also gray release or gray versions updates. And MDS also ensures high sensitivity and availability and performance, such as the RPC API capabilities on the clients upgraded. And also it can also achieve 5-9 availability, reaching out to online within few minutes. The numbers of daily user visitors is also close to 200 million. So after we have configured, the MGS, the mobile delivery service, we talk about the mobile analytics services, which collects the user's behavior analysis, problems, diagnosis, stability analysis, such as the app is being crashed. So this is actually to allow us to faster determine the location of crash and apply the hot patch to fix the crash rapidly. So this will give the customers a better user experience. And last but not least, I think this is very important, the mobile push services to push notifications such as marketing activities, system notifications. We can also push in single or even batch mode. Most importantly, MPS supports third-party push channels such as Xiaomi, Huawei, FCM, and APN, and so on and so forth. So we have glanced through the features and benefits of the 5 key factors to build a reliable, robust, and resilient mobile platform. But that's just about the basics of building the mobile applications. Like mentioned earlier on, within Empass, there's also other offerings that can be used to value add the features for the better user experience. For instance, mobile DevOps, we have mini programs which allows customers to embed mini programs into their own front-end applications, such as TikTok, Taobao, or Alipay. So if you happen to use Alipay, you'll be seeing a lot of mini programs that's been installed inside. That can actually reduce the traffic, the package, or even the storage space. We do have mobile marketing. We have mobile content delivery platform, which personalized advertising capabilities within the app. So it supports personalized advertising for target groups and help app operators accurately reach users in time to achieve the objective of customers' retention, for instance. And last but not least, we have multimedia services such as OCR, video and audio conference to reduce the face-to-face meeting, for instance, meeting the agent to sign up a contract and many others. So how exactly Empass has benefited most of the FI industries or the customers, banks in particular? For instance, many banks in China have reduced the application crash up to 16-fold as the mobile analytics has given many feedbacks to improvise the systems. So we push a lot of hot fixes to patch from time to time. And a couple of banks also use OCR to detect the text image and return the result in real time. Not only just about banks, in Shanghai Metro, for instance, they also leverage on Empass, which has given them a ROI justifications of close to 10 million daily passengers generated. That is also about 300 million users on last Chinese New Year. So that's more about Empass that I've shared. Next one will be more in terms of eKYC solution, which is what we call Zolos, a trustable verifications and validation process. It's short to achieve a significant reduction in turnaround time when verifying the customer's accounts. So Zolos comes with 3 offerings of Real ID, Connect, and Smile, and all of these can be easily integrated to the front-end applications via SDK or API. Real ID requires a 2-step authentication and verification. And basically, it combines the photo of identity, for instance, the passport or the identity card, followed by a liveness face detection. And based on these 2 steps, it will generate a dashboard via the built-in OCR to give users the information captured. And once users have confirmed the details, they can proceed on with the onboarding process. And on the other hand, we have Zolos Connect. Zolos Connect works very much like Real ID, except that the fact that the first step is to enroll users' face to the system. And once the image is in the system, users get to log into the applications via the face with the subsequent login procedures. Just like many apps these days, I'm pretty sure that when you log into your applications, you no longer need to use ID or passwords to log in. You basically just use a face to log in, which is more convenient and efficient. And last but not least, we have Zolos Smile that does the smile to pay service at restaurants, supermarkets, or even vending machines. So in a nutshell, Zolos solutions were initially deployed in Alipay many years back. And if you happen to use Alipay app, you probably will experience our Zolos solutions for verifications. We then slowly roll out to our Alibaba ecosystem, such as Lazada, Dana, Alipay, AliExpress, and many more. And because of the maturity of Zolos that over the years that we have built, many of our customers, especially the e-wallet FI, have been using it. For instance, Philippine Gcash, Korea KakaoPay, India Paytm, Malaysia, Bangladesh, and so on and so forth. So having said about the three offerings, we now take a closer look at how exactly Zolos can identify fraud. Firstly, Zolos is very much AI and machine learning driven, and that is able to detect many parameters in the ID network, such as the name, the ID number, photo, and any point of time, if the images or the background is being repeated multiple times in a chain, it will be detected and take immediate actions to inform the application providers, for instance. And secondly, Zolos does multiple checks against fraud activities such as template, material, security, and tampering check. And all these ID network and ID verifications will eventually go through the 4 stages to ensure that the online verification is always legitimate. Lastly, Zolos is also certified with ISO, PCI DSS, and also support multiple regions such as China, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and so on and so forth. And all these regions are approved by local regulators. Now, let us just do a quick summary of why Zolos as a preferred eKYC in 5 key points. So first of all, because we have a wide international ID coverage globally, we have achieved almost 99.99% of meeting the local compliance. And due to the high accuracy and low false acceptance rate, we can reduce the fraud and enable faster onboarding with just within 3 minutes. On the other hand, compared to other eKYC software, as mentioned previously, Zolos provides one of the lightest SDK with just a few meg. This is so to lessen the workload in storage. And I would like to emphasize that Zolos has also obtained iBeta Level 2 certifications, which is only 1 out of 8 companies having that in the world. Finally, let us summarize the entire comprehensive 2-in-1 digital onboarding solution. So we spoke about Empass, and we spoke about Zolos. So to do a final highlights of the summary, Empass itself is provides a unified app platform to manage and operate the entire life cycle. And the applications is also less than 0.05% app crash and millisecond startup time. Lastly, it also coverage the AI capability that is able to do some form of data analytics for marketing purpose or future business planning. On the other hand, Zolos side, first of all, we will be the ease of deployment because we provide the lightest SDK compared to other eKYC. Security and compliance because we provide a high accuracy rate for liveness technology. And last but not least, identifying the fraud of the card, any tamper or malicious activities. So in a nutshell, when we combine Empass and Zolos into one digital onboarding solution, we'll be able to bring you and the customers closer and taking your business to the next level. That's all I have. Thank you for joining this session.